Orchard last night in the semi-final. These lads got a last-minute equaliser. Cherry Orchard were devastated. These lads won a penalty shootout. The Russian side, they've already beaten Manchester United and Chelsea, and they beat Altenburg of Germany in last night's semi-final. So I think this will be a very good final, but I would have to say, from what I've seen, that I would go with the Russians, Spartak Moscow.
So you're not tipping penalties like the junior game, and given, of course, that Rapid have been involved in 2 penalty shootouts?
Oh, it could well be, yeah. I think it's always very sad because we've just seen a penalty shootout in the junior final, and the Crumlin United lads, whom I saw earlier in the week, and I tipped that they would do well, and I'm so glad when they got to the final, and they must be devastated, and a lot of those boys have gone off in tears, and that's what it means to them at this age, apart from the experience. But they've experienced a bad time. In the future, they'll be able to enjoy the good times.
You mentioned many of the men who made this possible, one of whom was a very good friend of yours, and of course had passed on 2 years ago, Bertie Peacock. Bertie would be a very, very proud man today.
Oh yes, but I think Bertie was very proud over the years because his work was done in the initial years. When 1983, we were still very much in the troubles in the province. So getting Manchester United and teams like that, and a quick story if we have time, Alex Ferguson told me that Bertie phoned him early on in the tournament, and he said, look, some of the young players, their parents are a bit concerned about the boys coming to a troubled Northern Ireland. And Bertie said, Alex, trust me, it will be okay. And it was okay, they came, and Alex Ferguson always remembers that. That's the influence that Bertie had in the early days, and of course he played a major, major part, and he was one of life's gentlemen.
He was indeed, Jackie. Thanks for the anecdotes. I'm sure you have 24 years and more off them. Stephen, for now, it's back to you and the boys.
So it's the premier final of the Milk Cup, Spartak Moscow against Rapid Vienna. John, who do you fancy for this one?
I fancy Spartak. I think they may be a bit too strong for the Austrians.
What about you, Billy?
I'll go for Spartak as well. I've been impressed with what I've seen. They're a big team, but they can play football as well.
Okay, thank you, John and Billy, for the moment. Spartak Moscow, of course, who beat Chelsea and Manchester United en route to the final. Time to join our first commentary team of the evening. Michael McNamee is joined by Glentoran striker Chris Morgan. Good evening to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much indeed, Stephen. We're looking at the captain of Rapid Vienna there, Stefan Pala. He's a big, powerful left back who likes to come forward. He's one of their players to look out for in this game, but I would say that Rapid will start as underdogs in this final. They won their quarter-final and their semi-finals on penalty shootouts. Spartak are unbeaten, 100% record. Spartak coming through with a win over County Armagh 2-1. They beat Chelsea by 2-0. Then a 1-0 win in the quarter-finals over Manchester United. And last night, Artur Molian, their solo striker, got the goal against the Germans of TuS Altenburg. So let's have a look at the Rapid Vienna team. There is Pala, number 4, their big, powerful captain. Look out for number 10 as well, Yasin Pehlevan. He got the late equaliser in the 71st minute against Cherry Orchard. That sent the semi-final into a penalty shootout, and they won that shootout, did Rapid, by 4 penalties to 3. And this is the Spartak side. There's a big, powerful right back in Yaroslavtsev. They've had to rejig the centre of their defence after an injury to Andrei Simonov. He actually broke his arm in last night's semi-final victory over Altenburg. Molian, the striker, is one to look out for, and he's been well supported in the Milk Cup by number 11, Konstantin Kadyev. A very strong Spartak side. Chris Morgan sitting alongside me. Chris, you never got the chance to play in the Milk Cup, but you've played in quite a few cup finals. What do you think is going through the heads of these young lads here?
I'd say at this stage they're probably, most of the nerves will be gone. They'll be looking to get an early touch of the ball, maybe a positive impact early on to settle themselves down, and really just, I suppose, work hard and try and put a bit decent performance in and help their sides to win.
Arnold Hunter is the referee from County Fermanagh. He's helped by Billy McLean and Richard Anderson, and we're underway. And a first touch of the ball for Spartak, and that's their big captain, Mikhail Badyatinov. And the rain has stopped a little bit. It's a very slippery surface. Badyatinov plays it across, and that's Yaroslavtsev. We'll see him come up for the set pieces, wearing 19, the right back. Tumenko as well provides a lot of height from midfield. And Yaroslavtsev has just been dispossessed, and that's a throw into Rapid. And it'll be taken by their skipper, the powerful Stefan Pala. Pala likes to get forward. Number 9 is Akilov. And here comes Spartak down the right-hand side. 17's the man who's come in for this game, is Artem Sukhanov, after Semyanov broke his arm last night at the Ballymena Showgrounds. He's wearing 17. And from what I've seen of the Spartak side, Chris, they're not a thrilling side to watch, but they're very, very powerful, and they don't give away many goals at the back. A lot of height and a lot of strength in the back four.
Yeah, I'd say they'll probably be a fairly typical Russian type of side, well organised. They'll work hard for each other, and they'll probably look to take advantage of set pieces and things like that.
Rapid are happy to be in the final because they only made it through to the quarters on the drawing of lots. They had an identical record alongside FC Porto. They actually drew with Porto in their first game 1-1. Then Rapid beat County Down 2-1. And they had to draw lots to see who would go to the quarterfinals of the Milk Cup. And their number came up, and they won their quarterfinal against the Chilean side, Universidad Católica. 9-8 on penalties after a goalless draw. And then last night, heartbreak for Cherry Orchard. They were leading 1-0 going into injury time, and up popped Pelevan with an equaliser, and Rapid went on to win the penalty shootout. So Spartak trying to spread play out to the left-hand side where Kadjev has been a threat. He got one of the goals against Chelsea, and that victory over Chelsea 2-0 here at the Coleraine Showgrounds perhaps signalled the fact that Spartak were a team to take notice of. That's number 23, Savjetkin, another midfielder who likes to come forward, because 22, Artur Molian, pretty much plays on his own up front. A fairly lonely role, I would imagine, Chris.
It's certainly very difficult. He'll look for somebody from midfield to break. He'll look to get a hold of the ball and try and bring other people into the game. It's important for him to try and get possession. If he doesn't, he'll find it difficult to make any sort of penetration in the final third.
Well, the big number 10 for Spartak, Dmitry Tumenko, is certainly one of the men who'll provide support for Molian. He's a real threat at set pieces as well. Throw into Rapid. They're trying to find the number 10. That's Yassin Pelevan. Scored the winning penalty against Universidad Católica as well. And the interesting point is that the Rapid side, they switched their goalkeeper about, or they certainly have switched their goalkeeper about in this tournament. A little bit like Peter Shilton and Ray Clements with England in the early 1980s.
You're losing some of our younger viewers there, Michael.
Well, the Rapid goal this evening is Ertan Uzun, and he made 2 penalty saves against Universidad Católica, and last night it was Shveta who made the penalty saves, 2 of them against Cherry Orchard. But here come Spartak with Kadjev. He's a real danger on the left hand side, and how did Molian miss that one?
He'll be disappointed. He's obviously tried to open his right foot out there and just cushion it into the far corner, and it looks like it's come off the inside of his heel.
Kadjev providing the ammunition. Molian, there was nobody near him.
Yeah, he's unlucky.
Well, he scored 2 goals already in the Milk Cup, and that really should have been number 3.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed, especially so close to goal. It's really just a firm contact, and he scored.
Artur Molian got the winning goal against the German side, TuS Altenberge. 1 goal was all they needed last night at the Ballymena Showgrounds, and that one Molian goal has put Spartak into the final of the Premier section of the Milk Cup. Maxim Nesterov, and this is Piskunov coming up from the back. I don't think Rapid have got the decision. This is Molian. Is Pelevan. Yaroslavtsev. Here goes the right back, trying to find Kadjev. Kadjev to strike partner Molian. Real opportunity. And at the second occasion in the space of a minute, Artur Molian went very close for Spartak.
Molian looks like he's going to be a bit of a handful for the Rapid defenders. He looks quite strong and quick. He's got in there again, and he's unfortunate that he's just not got enough on that there, and the defender's able to get back.
It was Stefan Holzmeier who got the ball not off the line, but certainly away from the goal.
Possibly maybe he should have went with his right foot there. Seemed to be outside of his left foot that made the contact.
Sukhanov with the corner for Spartak. Not the best one he'll ever take. Signals his apology to his teammates. But there's the threat, not just of Artur Molian, but of Konstantin Kadyev on the left-hand side for Spartak. He certainly caught the eye this week. Savietkin. 9 is Akilov. Savietkin forgets to bring the ball with him. And on the basis of the opening 6.5 minutes, Rapid could be under the cosh for long periods of this game.
Yeah, maybe Michael, you mentioned earlier they've got through the last 2 games in penalties. Maybe they're looking at that again.
Well, we've seen a fair few penalty shootouts this week in the Milk Cup, and obviously already one in the junior final. 12 for Rapid is Marco Angela. Away by Piskunov. And Molian has made the run. Kanchu Kayan is the defender. Molian has brought down the number 19, who's Chem Tosun.
I think he was unlucky with that decision. I think he was maybe just a little bit too strong for the centre half.
Well, there goes Molian. 19 is Tosun. Didn't look too much wrong with that.
No, I think the defender lost his feet.
Just like the goalkeeper, Uzun. And the man on the right-hand side is Semsudin Mehic for Rapid Vienna. He's wearing 13. Savietkin. They look very comfortable on the ball, Spartak. Yaroslavtsev. Yaroslavtsev gets it up to Tumenko. Tumenko's past his man. Kadyev's at the back post. Here comes Kadyev and taken away from his toe by the defender. And that was absolutely vital. Where we can see Tumenko breaking away.
Tumenko looks to be a bit of a danger there. He seems to play in a deeper position when they don't have the ball, and then he gets himself into little bits of space. And I think Rapid are finding it difficult to pick him up at the minute.
And they didn't even get the corner because it came off the Spartak man last. All the way back to Evgeny Gubin, who's only been beaten once so far. That was in the opening game against County Armagh. Well, you can see the rain falling on our cameras and our cameramen. That's Alexander Yaroslavtsev, who got a goal against County Armagh. And I perfected the pronunciation of his name all this week. Nothing doing for Rapid. Gubin. Plenty of space for Anton Piskunov.
You can see Rapid are content to just sort of drop everybody behind the ball and make Spartak look to try and play through them, and they're happy enough just to sit there and say, well, try and break us down.
An almost identical tactic attempted by Altenberger, the Germans, in the semi-final yesterday evening, and they were in green as well, green and black they were, and it worked for them until about halfway through the second half when Molian scored, and suddenly the Germans decided to attack. So
I don't think Rapid will be able to do that. I think, to be honest, if they continue in this with this sort of approach, that at some stage Spartak Moscow will get a goal.
Kirill Akilov. They've so many players who can come through from midfield, have a crack at goal. That was well wide of the mark. But you've got Akilov, you've got Tumenko with his height, you've got Kadyev on the left, and you have a very solid goalkeeper in Evgeny Gubin. In the matches I've seen, he is yet to be really tested.
It's hard to know how good they are defensively at the minute because they haven't really had anything to do. They've had a lot of possession. The defenders look quite comfortable on the ball, but they haven't actually had to defend as yet.
Matthias Moore can't keep the ball in for Rapid Vienna. Conditions are worsening here at the Coleraine Showgrounds. 10.5 minutes gone, still 0-0 in this Premier Section final at the Northern Ireland Milk Cup. And an opportunity for Spartak to get some of their big men, including the captain. There he goes, Mikhail Badyatinov, to come up for the set piece. Pala was in there, as was, I think that was Matthias Moore. And Konstantin Kadyev play the ball in. It's missed by everybody. The skipper's there, eventually cleared by Holzmeier. Perhaps the danger isn't gone. Mayhich.
They'll be disappointed with the delivery there. They sent their big guys up from the back, and the delivery into the box really wasn't what they were looking for.
I don't know what you call those things, but they are balloons, because they do require to be blown up before the game, and you clack them together and they make a heck of a noise. So if you can hear them in the background, it's not Chris's teeth chattering. It is actually those elongated balloons. I'm sure somebody has got a name for them. Certainly a European atmosphere. The Crumlin fans were clacking them during the junior final, clacking them at disappointment at the end. Rapid. This is Pala. He loves to get forward, the skipper, but he's lost out to Savietkin. Konstantin Kadyev is waiting for the ball on the left-hand side for Spartak, and he's eventually going to get it now. Strong challenges coming in from Rapid. They get the ball back, and that's Pehlevan working it down that right-hand side. 12 is Angela. Decent period of pressure. Mayhich trying to get a cross in, but the final ball will have to be better from Rapid.
They've done quite well to keep the ball there, Rapid, and they worked an opportunity for a cross, and unfortunately they weren't able to put it into an area where they could maybe hurt the Spartak
6
defenders.
is Schneider. Dobronig. Holzmeier plays it across the back. And Tosun gets it all the way back to goalkeeper Uzun. Well, I think if this gets any worse, we'll need some windscreen wipers on the windows here in the commentary box. Not very pleasant for the goalkeepers either. That was Ertan Uzun, looking rather soggy and dishevelled. But he'll have to keep his wits about him. He's already been threatened by Artur Molian and his Spartak teammates.
It would be interesting if Spartak scored, what way Rapid Vienna would approach the game, because they'd obviously have to come out and try and get themselves back into it. At this stage, it looks like they're just going to try and sit there and
well, as you can see, conditions for the cameraman, Chris, are very difficult. What's it like playing in these sort of conditions? It must be. They talk about a little, dampening of rain on a pitch to help the slick passing, but this has gone beyond a little.
Yeah, it's
water
very,
in the pitch.
It is heavy, but to be honest, most players will enjoy that type of surface. The ball goes very quickly and you can move it around. Certainly it'll suit a team that wants to pass it. Defenders probably aren't so happy. The ball moves past them a bit quicker and they might struggle a bit more.
Those mollycoddle defenders, who worries about them anyway? Always moaning. I'm sure John O'Neill
in here.
Yes, John O'Neill, I'm sure, will do a bit of moaning at half-time or later on in the elite final. Sure,
Billy's in the studio with him, so we've got a strikers union going on here.
We maybe get an indication. Well, the fans in the main stand are sheltered from the rain, but believe me, it's not too pleasant out there on the pitch. Spartak get possession back, trying to feed Kadyev from the left-hand side. He's one of the danger men. Rapid at the moment are just happy that it's 0-0. The right back, Tanshu Kaihan. Right, that's what we could do with, assuming the commentary box doesn't blow away between now and final whistle. He's happy. Hello. And a smile as well. He's enjoying himself. Look as though he's been here for the Milk Cup. It's been a terrific week. And ironically enough, the weather has been very good until finals day.
It'll probably make things that little bit more difficult for the players out there. They've had a long week and I'm sure they're physically tired.
Well, that was one of the points that both coaches were making to me, that it's a big demand on young players to play so many matches in the space of 4 or 5 days. And the Russians have had a couple of injuries. Sergei Parshluk, who scored the winning goal against Manchester United, he was one of their influential players, and he's injured. Semyenov broke his arm last night and was taken away in an ambulance from the Ballymena Showgrounds. And Rapid themselves, they haven't got a massive squad, only 16 players listed. So all you need is a couple of injuries and a few twinges and a few strains, and you're in difficulties.
It's not only the physical demands, there's the psychological demands of coming through a tournament and getting to a final. I'm sure it's a great experience for the guys.
Well, one thing is for sure, there'll be a new name on the trophy. Neither of these sides has won the Milk Cup before. That's Yassine Pehlevan, who's already scored a winning goal and a winning penalty this week. He fancied his chances, but it was always moving away from Gubin's goal. Decent strike, not on target. He pretty much plays a supporting role to Margot Angela up front. Left hand side is Matthias Moore for Rapid, and Alexander Yaroslavtsev will get the ball back from the crowd. Akilov makes himself available, number 9. He's gone long with a throw, and Molyan lays it off. Just can't find Kajev, and that's drilled away by Kaihan. So there we have it, 17 minutes played. It's Rapid 0, Spartak 0. Kiskunov with a throw. And Rapid get the throw in. Will be taken by Samsudin Mehic. And they get the free kick as well for the challenge on Pehlevan.
Rapid Vienna seem to have weathered that bit of the storm, excuse the pun. Spartak came out very strongly, and they haven't been able to sort of dictate the game as much as they had in the first 10 minutes. Rapid have now settled a little bit, and they're now starting to look a little bit more dangerous.
No surprise to say a Russian goalkeeper all in black, and there is Stefan Pala up for the set piece as the ball comes in. Gubin! Oh, he had to stretch to take that one. He'll tell you he had it completely under control.
I think if he might have been under pressure, somebody had a challenge him, it might have ended up in the goal.
Well, he did well to concentrate on the ball with all the players rushing in front of him. So Rapid just getting a little bit of a boost from that. A decent little period for them. There is Stefan Pala, charismatic leader, and Gubin, no problem at all. Flicked header on for Moore. Gubin has to come out. Moore takes it away from him. And the keeper's was the last touch, because that'll be a Rapid corner.
Moore nearly took advantage of a little bit of indecision there between the centre back and the goalkeeper.
Well, Sukhanov is waiting for the goalkeeper to come. And Pehlevan will take the corner for Rapid. Plenty of the big men up from the back. It's played short to the captain Pala. It'll come to Mehic. Samsudin Mehic took advantage of the deflection to him, got it onto his right foot. And the Rapid shots are getting closer, and I think the rain is dying away, thankfully. Rapid getting back into this game. Mehic gets the ball across to Pehlevan. Pehlevan will square it. Shot coming in. Wasn't too far away from Matthias Moore. Coming in off the left wing.
He joined in well there. The disappointing thing was he was really one of the only options they had in the box. But he turned quite nicely. He got a shot away. He's unfortunate not to make the keeper work.
So Rapid have signalled an intention to really make a game of this match. After Spartak had started the better, the Austrians are slowly getting the hang of things. Well, I mentioned that the rain was getting a little bit less heavy. I hope those guys have got some sort of cover, otherwise the makeup's going to run. Sukhanov will take the throw in for Spartak Moscow. Molian trying to win the header, but he's beaten by the bigger man. That was Tosun. Both sides have plenty of height on their side. That's perhaps one of the smaller men on the pitch, Matthias Moore. He was very effective last night on the left-hand side against Cherry Orchard.
He's caused a couple of little problems there in the last few minutes. He nearly took advantage of some indecision, and then he's got a shot in the last couple of minutes or so. So perhaps Rapid will take some encouragement from their couple of opportunities.
This is Kadyev flicking inside to Akilov. Kadyev continues his run. Molian, this is good from Spartak. Just couldn't get past the final big man of Holzmeier. And the central defenders got a little bit ambitious. Mehic. But just the final ball for Rapid is not finding a green and white hoop jersey.
I think at times they don't have enough options to play the ball forward.
There's the Russian backroom staff and substitutes. Alexander Piskarev is their coach, watching very calmly. Referee Arnold Hunter just going to have a little word. No cards being shown as yet. The free kick has been given to Spartak.
This is certainly an opportunity that they can test the goalkeeper.
15 for Rapid is Mark Dobronik. So let's see if Mikhail Badyatinov, the captain, can get one on target. I've seen him try a few this week. Not too many have gone anywhere near the goal. But here comes the skipper. He's placed this one, and it was brilliantly tipped onto the bar by goalkeeper Ertan Uzun. We'll see that one again. I'm fairly sure the keeper did get a touch on it. Another Russian's gone down. They don't need any more injuries. That's Alexander Yaroslavtsev, the right back, who got a nasty knock last night's semi-final. But let's have another look at the free kick that was played in by Mikhail Badyatinov, the captain.
He's went to the top, very deliberate, going for the top corner. The keeper's got across well.
Has the keeper got a touch on that?
Yeah,
I think he has. Great save, Uzun. So 2 saves in the penalty shootout in the quarter-final. And the skipper's finally got one on target. Just over 10 minutes left to play. Another free kick for Spartak. Not successfully cleared. Shot in by Molian. He struck it very well in the turn, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't think about it. The ball dropped and he's had a swing at it. Sometimes they can hit the back of the stand, or sometimes they hit the back of the net, but it's an instinctive for a striker there when it drops that he's going to have a swing at it.
Well, he looks like a fellow with an awful lot of confidence at the minute, Artur Molian. Two goals so far in the tournament. And in all the excitement, I think we've missed a yellow card for Semsudin Mehic. He's the first player into referee Arnold Hunter's notebook. Minutes of normal time left to play. Rapid with Mehic. Spartak just clear upfield. Looking for Molian. Down under the challenge of Holzmeier.
It's great front play by Molian there. he's drew a free kick in a position where it's got them out of danger, and they can maybe turn this into an attack.
Piskunov just plays it along the back. Nesterov, the man who's come in for this game after his teammate broke his arm last night. Nesterov trying to find Kadjev, and the referee's assistant's flag on the far side is up. That belongs to Richard Anderson from Oher. Belfast Billy McLean is the other linesman on this near side. Well, it looks as though Marco Angela has won Rapid Vienna a very rare corner kick, and the big number 18 Holzmeier will come up. Tosun as well is wearing 19. He provides a little bit of height too. And it'll be Stefan Pala with the educated left foot. The captain will swing the corner in. So this could be the opportunity that Rapid need to take from the set piece. Gubin's there, the header's not on target, but Gubin didn't get anywhere near it. The Rapid man's protesting that he got whacked by the keeper.
I don't think that's a free kick.
Well, we see Tosun come in.
He's just jumped with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's actually jumped over the top of the guy attacking the ball.
It was Yashin Pelevan who got his head to it. He's still rubbing his face as if Gubin gave him a little rabbit punch. Nothing doing, says the referee. And we've 8 minutes left in the first half. Rapid have come back into this game after Spartak made a strong start. Conditions still soggy, let us say, at the Coleraine Showgrounds. Ertan Uzun has provided us with the best save of the evening so far. Terrific stop, tipping the ball onto the bar. And it's Uzun now with a goal kick. Angela hasn't had much joy up front. That's Moore diving in too high. Poor ball, and Pala only one possession, then lost it again. But he's made up for his mistake. And 19 Tosun will work it to his captain. This is Pala. Nice little chip for Moore. You just sense the confidence beginning to flow a little bit more for the Austrian side.
Yeah, they certainly have settled it from that early stage when it looked like Spartak could run away with it. But at this stage, it's fairly even.
There, I said, could we be looking at yet another penalty shootout? That would be Rapid's third in a row in the tournament. Schneider, haven't seen too much of him coming forward, wearing number 6 for Rapid. Moore has seen as much of the ball as anybody in a green and white hoop jersey. Piskunov. Radyatinov. Yaroslavtsev. Akilov. They elect to go long, but I don't think that's quite in their repertoire. They're better off playing the ball to feet and trying to release the pace of Molian and Kadjev.
I think Kadjev hasn't really been in the game as much as probably Spartak Moscow would like. In the first couple of minutes, he created the chance for
Molian, yeah.
Molian, yeah, and since then we haven't really seen too much of him.
Pala. And that's off the shin of Artem Suganov for the throw-in. Suganov certainly felt that. Pelevan down on the challenge. Play on, says referee Hunter. It's good stuff from Rapid. Mayhitch onto the left foot. Straight at the keeper. Oh! And Angela was just waiting for any little scraps that Gubin might provide.
Worked the ball well there. Would have been interesting to see if the right fullback had maybe give an option outside and created a 2v1 situation there.
Mayhitch onto the left foot. Gubin, cool as a proverbial. Not sure what the Russian for cucumber is. There's the text number for your thoughts on this final or the elite final coming up between the USA and Paraguay, or any Milk Cup related subject that you care to raise. I'm sure you might be disappointed that none of the Northern Irish teams are through to any of the finals, nor Chelsea nor Manchester United in the Premier section, both beaten by Spartak Moscow. Jumenko trying to get his head to it, away by Tosun. And that's Oleg Shmolov, who played in the semi-final last night. He was obviously dropped for this game, but he's coming on in the 32nd minute. And it's Sukhanov making way. Well, Sukhanov was the man who felt the blow to his legs when Pala was clearing the ball, but this could be a tactical switch by the Russians. Smolov likes to play wide on the right and left. I've seen him on both wings this week. And the good news is for Chris Morgan and me, he's got very distinctive blonde hair. A commentator's dream. So Oleg Smolov is on, wearing 15 for Spartak Moscow, and taking a place on the left-hand side.
It looks like they've possibly moved the left winger, Kadyev.
Schneider for Rapid. He's done well to get the ball in. Akilov. Tumenko. And Kadyev is actually popping up on the right-hand side now, so that is the change indeed, that Kadyev's moved to the right, and the blonde hair of Shmolov will be seen patrolling the left-hand side for Spartak. But it's Rapid with their tails up at the moment. Pehlevan dispossessed. Molyan, as ever, is the sole red shirt up front for Spartak Moscow.
That was a chance for them to maybe hit them on the break. Rapid had pushed a few men further forward, and there was an opportunity to get on and off the way again down the left-hand side there. Unfortunately, they couldn't pick him out.
Well, you can see how slippery the surface is. Kaihan. Shmolov, well, making an entrance.
Get away with that because he's only on, I think.
Yeah, you can say I'm not quite up to the pace of this game. I don't know what his English is like, but that wasn't a great challenge on Tanshu Kaihan. The magic spray. Just over a minute left to play. Not much between these sides. Nobody wants to be remembered as losing finalist.
No, finals are about winning. Nobody remembers who gets beaten.
And remember, we play 35 minutes in each half here. Rapid. Well, Gubin has seen more of the ball, I would say, in the last 20 minutes than he perhaps has seen in the previous 4 games in the Milk Cup.
I think if Rapid Vienna had a little bit more belief, they might start to cause a few more problems. They seem to be a little bit in awe of their opposition here at the minute.
As I said earlier, Altenberger yesterday, similar situation, when they went a goal down and actually decided to have a go at Spartak, they did create a few problems. So perhaps Rapid shouldn't wait until they're a goal down before coming out and really giving it a go. They've got this far. They're delighted to be here. They've won 2 penalty shootouts. They got through to the quarter-finals in the drawing of lots. But their coach did say to me that the boys are very, very tired. Akilov loses out to Schneider. Benjamin Schneider's worked the ball to Moore. Matthias Moore. He's taking on Badyatinov. He hasn't got much support. He's trying to perhaps work the corner kick. And he's done extremely well. Smart play.
Moore looks like the player that could possibly just create something, maybe by getting a goal himself or creating something for somebody else. He's certainly been the most impressive player for Rapid.
Well, we're into stoppage time now, and what a great time this would be for Rapid to nick a goal. Tosun, number 19, is up. Schneider's there on the penalty spot as well. Can they make anything of what was not a great delivery? No would appear to be the answer. Mollian going on his own. Not too much stoppage time played by referee Arnold Hunter. So there's not too much between these sides. Best chance came from the Spartak captain, Mikhail Bajatinov, who forced a brilliant save out of Ertan Uzun. He's the set-piece man for Spartak Moscow, who started well. Rapid came into the game then later on. And I can't quite say they had any clear-cut chances, but their confidence is going up, Chris Morgan, Rapid Vienna side.
Certainly, I felt early on Spartak Moscow, it was only a matter of time before they would score, but when that didn't happen, Rapid Vienna, it took them a little bit of time, but they've certainly looked more comfortable now, and they're starting to create a few things. I think Moore down the left-hand side certainly looks like a player that could make something happen.
Tricky conditions. Could just be one goal that'll win this game, or